My name is Victor, and let me introduce you to the multi-talented Hooper James, who is a musician, songwriter, actor, model, but most importantly, one of my best mates. And welcome to the podcast, Hooper James.
Bro, so good to be here.
Of course. Before we get started, I guess we should talk about the first time, like my introduction to UMass. My very first day was probably like my craziest day. Like there, it honestly felt like a fever dream because I've heard about UMass. Like, well, now I know it's absolutely insane. But when I first got there, I was like, I don't know how UMass is. Like, it's a big school. I've never really been to this big of a school, and then we get there and it's like an absolute fever dream. Like, one, I had a sprained ankle, so you were like supporting me, literally like holding me up, and I was like, who is this kid? Like I quickly realized you had like a cult following there. You know what I mean? I was like, who is this kid? Everywhere we went, like we were just chilling, like outside. I'm like fighting for my life. Like I think we're coming back from like a frat. I'm like, my ankle's like about to fall off. Like we're just sitting down. Like girls are coming up to us. Like, is that Hooper James? Oh my god! Like, what are you doing? Just being outside and shit and existing. And I was like, we can't just chill and be outside. And then we went to Cumberland's, and then people were like, oh my god, is that Hooper? And then like outside, we're just like walking, and then people are like, a group of girls are just like reciting like your songs and stuff. And I'm like, do you know these people? Like, who are you? And like, it truly felt like I was in like a fever dream. I was like, is this like in my head? I'm like, does he do this every day? Is this normal?
Bro, that was a fever dream. I remember you were so in pain and just like fighting the ankle the whole time. Because wherever we went, we'd like have to kind of wait for him because he was going slower because he was going at his own pace. It's like your ankle was broken, right?
2 days before, I'm wrestling my buddy Hunter. I'm at his house. Completely shattered my ankle.
Oy.
It was like it actually took like 6 months to get better. So it was like a really bad like sprained ankle, and I was just basically fighting for my life, and nothing felt like normal that day. Like I wanted to go out so bad. I remember calling you. You were like, dude, I was like, dude, should I go out? It's busted. Like, my ankle's busted. You were like, come, bro, come. We'll go at your pace.
I know.
Oh, man, it was awesome, though. You know what's crazy? That was the best party I went to. One of the best parties I've gone to at UMass, by far.
Yeah, it was like the first night. If you go to UMass, you know that all the frats have like huge parties, and it's like a whiteout party. Everyone will wear like white shirts or this and that. And we weren't wearing white or anything, but I was like, bro, we're going to this party. And like coming from, a town where it isn't big parties or anything like that, because that was your first year there.
Yeah.
I remember my first year there. And like going to those same parties, and I was like, we got to do it.
So, I know.
Yeah, man, we did it in like just hundreds of people in the parking lot, inside the house.
Yeah.
Wicked loud music. Everyone's like super happy. Everyone's happy to be there. It's the first night of school. And like the energy in the air was just like excitement. Pure like wow and amazement. There's so many girls. There's so many guys. And it was just so good. I was like, dude, you're coming out. I don't care about your ankle in my head.
I'm glad I'm there. I see now every time I go out and I see someone with like a crutches or like, I'm like, damn, I know how hard that shit is. Like, congrats, like, oh my god. But it was truly like insane. Imagine that, like, first year at UMass, first party at UMass, everyone's coming up to you. I'm like, whatever Hooper James is doing, like, he's doing it right. Like, I want to be like that guy. I remember thinking, I'm like, I need to be like that guy. Like, whoever's doing college right, like, people coming up to me, like, losing their mind. We go to a house party. We went with, like, a house party. People are like, yo, Hooper James is here. You know what I mean? I'm like, I love that. It's like truly insane. But let's dive right in. Why don't we? But so you went to I believe 2 meditation camps actually. I didn't hear about this prior. So what is it called?
It's just a meditation retreat.
Retreat, right. So you're there for how long?
10 days.
Okay, and it's 10 days every time. It's like you sign up online. Like, how do you figure out about this?
So man, there's a whole world of meditation out there and a whole community around it. And when I was 20 years old, I did my first 10-day silent meditation retreat which was like, it was just life changing. It was the most like difficult thing I had done in my life up until that point, but therefore it was the most rewarding.
You said how old were you?
I was 20.
Oh wow, okay. Oh yeah, damn. Yeah, so what was the most profound insight or experience you had during that silent meditation retreat?
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, like meditation has unlocked like a third eye almost, where I'm so much more aware and sensitive of everything around me. Like my awareness is much sharper. My focus and ability to do one task at a time and really focusing on that task is like, it's never been as it is now. And I got diagnosed with ADHD one time, and I was like, I don't want to take any drugs for this. So then I found meditation, and it's like, okay, here's a holistic way to handle this. Even though I'm just me, like I don't have ADHD. I'm reading this book, I'm rereading it. It's called The War of Art.
Yeah.
It's like how to fight your inner resistance and, just level up creatively. But one of the topics in the book, there's a whole page on it. It's like, this guy's marketing director told him, invent a problem so you can invent the solution, and then we will sell the solution. And then he relates that to pharmaceutical companies. So that was just like, when I first read that, it was eye-opening, and I literally read that like last night because I'm rereading it, and it was just like, I remember reading that. But to the profound insight about the meditation retreat, the biggest thing, man, is like when you're meditating, we're made up of atoms, okay? And atoms are never at rest, they're always vibrating. Being able to have the focus and awareness of all the like atoms in your body, like constantly vibrating, changing, moving, stretching, pulsing, like whatever the sensation is on your body, being able to be aware of that, it's just, it feels like a superpower almost. And everything, like using your body as a framework to learn and like get through stuff, because you're sitting, the first meditation retreat I did is you meditate 12 hours a day at an hour at a time, hour and a half at a time, with little breaks here and there, but hour at a time. And I had never meditated like for more than 30 minutes before I went to that. And then I get thrown into that.
Was that hard at first? Or like, because like what time do you have to wake up like from and go to bed? Like, I'm sure you guys are you guys all on the same schedule, or?
Everyone's on the same schedule.
Yeah.
You wake up at 4:30 a.m. to the sound of a gong.
That's cool. Okay.
And then you wake up, you meditate until 6:30. Then you go eat breakfast from 6:30 to 8. And then I think you might have some downtime, 8 to 9. Or no, you get back meditating 8 to 9, 9 to 10, then 11. You meditate to 11, then you get lunch. And then you just meditate until you get tea at night at 5. And then that's until like 6. And then you meditate 6 to 7 to 8 to 9. So.
Wow. Like that's definitely taking on the day. You know what I mean?
Meditating all day, bro. Yeah. It's like, but being able to.
It's interesting.
People think like, oh, you're just sitting there like still with your thoughts. It's like, no, man, you're doing work, like, and to overcome that work and really just keep on going and do it all the time.
What do you mean better at it? Like work as in like your own personal conflicts or like stuff that you want, like your goals that's what you're working on, like in your internally, and you're just constantly internally working on that. So you kind of build that habit of always focusing on like grinding and focusing on yourself.
It's more working on the practice. The first practice is you focus on your breath straight up. That's it. You don't change your breath for like 3 days straight. You're just focusing on your breath. And then the fourth day you learn Vipassana, which is the meditation technique where you go outside of your breath and you kind of scan your whole body, but really in depthly, like piercingly, to the point where like I can feel my heart beating, I can feel the lungs, I can feel my hip like inside the flexor, I can feel like inside my calf, I'm feeling everything. But it's more than just scanning and like being aware and feeling, because you're sitting cross-legged for hours at a time, 12 hours a day, you're in pain. So as you're scanning your body and going through different parts of your body, you brush over parts where there's intense pain, and you can't react to it. You just sit there, and as you do not react to the pain in your body, you just observe it. And like say my wrist is hurting, I'm just observing this one spot where it's hurting so much. observing, no reaction, observing, no reaction, over and over, it gets feebler and feebler and smaller until you realize that it's just atoms. The same as over here where it doesn't hurt at all, that's just atoms vibrating. This is just atoms vibrating, except our brain interprets this as pain. And then once our brain interprets something as pain, it multiplies it. It makes it worse and worse. So if you're ever working out, next time you guys are working out, couple reps to go, you're getting there, you're done. It's like, this is getting so hard. Stop. Enough of that bullshit in your head, bro. Just do it and just feel it. Just feel it and take your brain out of the equation. And that's pretty much what you're training. And
I like that a lot.
When you apply it to the real world, anything externally that comes to you, don't react. Like, you're good.
Yeah.
The term is being equanimous, which is like level-headed, but it's deep, bro. It's super deep,
really
and all it comes from is just sitting there.
It's powerful.
Like, dude, it was
Reminds me of wrestling. Like,
life-changing.
Whenever like someone's like coming at you and like you're getting tired and you feel like giving up, you're just like, it's just a feeling, man.
Yep.
Like, cause that most likely some other person's feeling like your peers are feeling that. Like in your workplace, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you're working too hard. Everybody's like tired, you know. No one wants to be there, but who wants to be there? It's not no one wants to be there, but who wants to be there? Kind of. But yeah. So I was just gonna ask you, like, how has mindfulness like helped you in like your work life and like your everyday life, like with these skills?
I mean, it just better equips you for the real world and everything that goes on. And
Bulletproof, yeah.
you know, like, I wouldn't say bulletproof, but more like bullet resistant. You know, you still get hit sometimes. But I mean, just like being able, like I said, the focus, my efficiency, my energy levels, our relationships with people, everything just is improved. It's one thing to understand intellectually, but it's also another thing to experience. And it's so difficult to put experiences into words sometimes, and that's how I feel about that.
When has like meditation helped you during like a really negative time? I know.
My first meditation retreat, bro, I was going through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as we're like young men, we have so many questions. We want to do so many things.
Yeah.
We're so lost. We're like, I want to do this, I want to do that. Is that the right thing to do? There's girls in the mix. There's money in the mix. How am I going to move out? How am I ever going to make a living? What's my passion? What is my heart telling me? What do I do? Being able to meditate and have those answers or those questions clearly defined, and those thoughts that keep on coming back to the surface, they keep coming back. In the same way you would handle that pain and just observe it, same thing you would do with a thought. Because thoughts
hurt.
Yeah.
Thoughts hurt.
Thoughts hurt, man. They hurt.
Yeah.
Especially if, like,
they're real.
You let them hurt you.
Man.
It just gets worse and worse. But
I see it every day, man. I see it every day.
You can't take away the pain, but it helps you realize it more.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, if you're constantly avoiding the pain, it's just going to get worse and worse and be just something that's always there. But meditation allows you to like confront it head on. You know, and it's not easy. It's harder almost that way.
Yeah.
But you're kind of putting yourself through it before anyone else can put you through it. It's your choice at that point. So that way you have power over it. Mm-hmm. I saw a flyer one day at UMass, and my goal at UMass was whatever flyer I saw that like somewhat interested me, go to, reach out and do it. And like I joined a poetry club, started a songwriting, it just led me to so many people.
Freestyle club,
yeah, bro. It was just the best.
Yeah.
But I saw a flyer one day, and it was like auditions, and I was like, bet. And I was coming out of an interview, and I was like, oh, is that today? I was like, oh, I missed it. Oh, wait, no, it is today. And I was like, oh, okay, fine, I'm gonna go, just because it's on the way back to my dorm. I went, and I was like, yeah, I just want to be like a guy in the background or something. Then I auditioned, and he was like, yeah, man, it's pretty cool. Like, we'll let you know. And then he let me know. He told me the first day to be back, like on set. And I went on set, and I was like, all right, like, okay, bet I'm Johnny. And he was like, nah, bro, you're Ty. And then Ty was like the lead person. I thought I was just gonna be like a guy in the background or like a supporting character, but I was like kind of like one of the lead people. And it was just an experience, dude. I'd never acted like that, or even. I'd never acted. It was something I was interested in, and I got an opportunity to do it, and it was super fun.
Man, I bet. It's like, I love the, like, jumping around everywhere, because, like, that goes back to like good ADHD, you could call it, because like you kind of want to like spread yourself like apart for like good balance.
Yeah.
But like, what was your like most fun during like acting, like during your scenes? Like, was it the preparation, like what your peers or?
Dude, I like never studied lines.
Was it like, never studied lines?
I never studied lines. Because like I never acted and like have like a script. So I'm like reading the script and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm just gonna try to be this person. I don't know if this was the correct approach, but I was like, I'm just gonna try to be this person. Like, whatever the theme of the conversation is, like, whatever I need to say to progress the script, I'm gonna make sure I touch on that theme. But like, all I gotta know is the theme. Like, I'm not even gonna remember the lines word for word. So I did that, and it came out how it came out, and like they were like, yeah, you're good. People who had like acted their whole lives were like, yeah, you're good. And I was like, this is my first time acting. And it was super fun. But just the people on the set and being able to come through to a group and like all focused on one goal, and then actually seeing the goal, like fulfilling the goal with a bunch of people who were part of it, like through all the hardships, like the rescheduling, the wind, the sun, like because of the shots and everything. Yeah.
Was there anything that surprised you? Like during, like surprised you in a good way that you're like, wow, I killed that shit?
No. It was kind of like my first time doing it. I wasn't too surprised. I didn't have any expectations. I was just doing it because it seemed fun.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's what it was. And, you know, I look back on it and like I'll watch the actual like movie / series. And I'm like, whoa, man, this was cool, but it's in my head. I'm like, this isn't crazy good. Like, I'm not at that level. You know?
Would you do it again? Like theater kind of?
Oh my gosh, dude, I would love to.
Yeah.
My goal, one of my idols has always been like Ice Cube. Bro makes music and he's like on screen and he's funny as hell.
Yeah, he does it all. Music was what's it called? Was Whatever Okay. Were you 18 when you made that?
I was 18.
Was your first song?
When I released it, yeah.
So you made it when you were 17?
I wrote it and made it when I was 15. And then I went to the studio one day and my friend brought me along. And he was like, yo, do you have any songs you want to make? And I was like, I got this one. First song I ever made in the studio. Wow. First time at the studio.
And now it's number 2, I think, on Spotify for it, which is super sick. Yeah, man. What really inspired, like, I know there's obviously such a creative process with like everything that goes to it. Like there's where I could see it in the art, you know. I see it in like your team, like finding a team, finding the right people, and like it starts in your paper, you know what I mean? It starts in your head, and then you see now you're like, all right, now I need to get the right people around me, and then you have to, once you do that, you have to really convince them on your image, you know, convince them on your vision, kind of. So like what kind of like what started from 18 to like where you are now, man? It's like, holy crap.
Bro, that's like, you know, when you started something, you're not that good. And I'm at a point now, I've been like literally telling people, like, I actually feel like I'm good now. You know, but I still grinded and promoted and put out all my stuff that was trash. And I got a fan base, like a little bit of fan base because of it. Show you guys some music after, like, I'm just so leveled up. I can confidently say that.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to attack, like, the world at this sense. But where it started was, it's always just been fun. I just loved it, dude. I would grab like a PS4, PS5 headset, or a mic with like this and like the thing that you talk to your friends with, and I'll go in my mom's car at night, load up BandLab, just plug in my phone and just like make songs. Make songs, because I liked to, because it was fun. Make songs, because I enjoyed it. Make songs. Like it was just so much fun, and like being able
better and better,
and I just liked it more and more, and I was like, I like this so much, and like it was a hobby, you know. I just enjoyed it so much, and I still do.
That mindfulness, like, do what makes you happy. What is life than doing things that make you happy on your free time? You know what I mean? Well, I really want to know, like, what was your favorite performance and how did it like resonate with the audience? Like, because you've performed, I don't know, everybody knows Trippie Redd, but that's just like, there's so many, you performed in so plethora of like places, so it's just like,
I did Trippy, bro. I was not that good. My performance, it wasn't that good. It was a crazy experience and good resume builder, but like if I did it today, I'd fucking kill that shit, you know.
Yeah.
But
What makes you say it wasn't good? Like the audience or like
me,
you
I wasn't there yet, bro.
critique? Yeah, you
I
weren't.
mean, I don't know if you'll ever be there.
No,
like,
it just yeah.
It wasn't there. The music wasn't there. I was just like running around.
But you perform whatever, okay, and
No, I did 2 songs that I unreleased because I didn't like them anymore, and I didn't think they were good. One was called Limited Editions, and then the other one was called Arrangements. My favorite performance, oh, dude, I would have to say I did Oktoberfest recently in Western Massachusetts.
Yeah.
It was like 1,500 people, and
right there, right?
yeah, this one.
Let's go.
And bro, it was the first time like I had taken the summer off from music. I didn't have an outlet to create. I was like hella depressed. That's a whole different story because like the change in my life.
Yeah,
and then that was my first time resurfacing. And I worked so hard at it, bro. So hard. To the point where like my voice was shot like 2 days before the show and I was like, holy crap, I don't know if I can do this. But then I went up there and I took a big step. I didn't do any song. Well, I did one song with a backing track because it was a newer song, but I really wanted to do it live. Leave or Forget. And then all the other songs I did was just the beat and my voice. And that was like, as an artist, like if you go out and you see kind of like new artists, a lot of them play with the backing tracks and their vocals on the backing tracks. So it's kind of like a step up. But being able to do that confidently and being able to see the crowd's reaction and like getting them in it. I tossed footballs into the crowd. I had them do like interactive stuff with their hands. I had them chant. I played the Bruins horn and everyone was getting weird. I was like it was
oh, that's awesome.
It was like a wow moment where it was like I'm fucking good, and I felt like the people felt that as well.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow, he's like pretty good. So
yeah, that's awesome.
That's
awesome, dude. You're very humble when it comes to that because like even going back to the Trippie Redd concert, like there were so many. I was there. It was my first concert like ever. It was that Trippie Redd concert, and I remember there being so many people there. It was just a mosh pit of people. Oktoberfest is always a big thing. So like, what gets you over like it's just super impressive, first of all, like, but what gets you, like, how do you do it, man?
You are nervous no matter what.
Right.
But your experience and your practice gives you the confidence to combat those nerves. It's like, at this point, I can confidently say, like, I've been performing for, like, 4 years.
Yeah.
I practiced my stuff countless hours.
Yeah.
You know?
Use it or lose it. So.
I've spent the time. You know, I put in the time, and practice breeds confidence, and confidence combats nervousness. I mean, it doesn't go away though. It just helps me handle it better. It's like, bro, you got to get on stage in front of hella people. Like that shit's scary as hell.
Yeah. How do you balance like technical skill with like emotional authenticity when you're performing?
Technical skill with emotional authenticity. Technical skill when I'm performing for me kind of comes down to like staying on beat.
Yeah, it's
proper breath work.
Right. Wow. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, cadence, remembering the words. There's technicality, but yo, the more like I'm telling you, there's a lot that goes into it that you don't think about.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I can't even imagine.
And then that's just the performing part of it. Then on top of that performance, you have all your songs. You have to entertain these people.
You have to you can't just stand there and you're like,
exactly.
Well, yeah.
Like they don't know not everyone knows my song, bro. I'm not like, you know? So at the end of the day, I need to make sure that they have fun. I'm the curator of the fun, and I'm also trying to bring them into my world a little bit, but still give back so they're involved and bring them into my world a little bit. That's kind of like my recipe. But as I practice more, like I did a show in Westfield 2 Fridays ago, and I've done songs that I've like been doing for a while. But since I've been doing them for a while, I don't have to pronounce everything the same way that I did when I recorded it or when I was doing it. So I can kind of switch up the flow a little bit, but still use the same words. It's like repurposing words and kind of making like a new song on the spot, except you have all the lyrics ready. You have all the flows in there. You know, you just kind of switch up emphasis on words a little bit. Maybe my breath is out there, so I need to like I need to breathe, but I'm gonna miss the first couple of lines. But in my head, it's on autopilot, so I know where to pick it back up. And just making sure that's smooth and being confident in that is like.
And not like breaking during that, like you know what I mean. Not like not running away. Like it's like kind of like fight or flight at that moment.
Yeah, and like embracing those moments of silence.
Right.
Like I heard a quote, it was like, music is the silence in between it.
So many things that go into like just finding the right beat, and then like the tough part when you're trying to sing to a beat is like you could change the way you sing it to that beat 1,000 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like this faster, slower. It's just kind of like how it goes, but especially to get it like kind of relatively close every time you try to sing it. You know what I mean? That's super cool. Talk about your trip to Ecuador. I know, man, I know. Modeling in Ecuador, right? Me personally, I would love to model. I like wearing stuff that looks outrageous and but with confidence, you know? I love just expressing yourself in any way you can. And so how'd you even get into that? Did you apply? Or someone hit you up or?
So I was with my friend Paula out there, and she had modeled with them.
A lot of models.
She's done a lot of modeling gigs, and
yeah.
she was going to model for this big Ecuador brand called Ada Fashion, and I was there, and she had this modeling thing planned out. So she sent a picture of me and was like, "Can my friend come?" And they were like, "Approved." And then I showed up, bro. I was wearing some sexy stuff. I was wearing some chill, casual, hot stuff. I was wearing some like Spider-Man shirts, and like I had the videos on my phone, but it was just a super cool time. They did my makeup, bro. I was like there, they had the mirrors, and I had like 3 people. I was like, this is fucking sick. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I was like, this is wild. I've never done anything like it. And I did it, and they were taking photos and like some videos, like content and stuff. And at the end, they were like, you're so natural. Like, I was just trying to have fun with it. And I was just smiling, like having a good time. And they came out great. I made the like photo shoot, like they posted it where they were gonna post it, and it was such a good way to spend a day. You know?
I bet.
And they paid me as well. I got paid for it too, which was like, this is
you
like
would have done
dream.
it for free.
I was
you're around models, you're getting makeup, there's lights, cameras, action, you know, you're getting paid. Yep. Amazing.
Wow, man. Yeah, that's super grateful for that.
Yeah. Paolo, if you're seeing this, I need a job. I would love to be a modeling guy.
When you go anywhere that's different from where you grew up, or like the place you always knew, or the places you always knew, you just learn, man. There's just so much newness that all you can do is just like take it in. And you know, I took back so much stuff with me internally from Ecuador, like the welcome. I felt so welcomed when I stayed in Paula's house. Her family was so like welcoming, like arms wide.
It's awesome.
Like everyone I met there was really cool. The nightlife in Ecuador, those are the best parties I've ever been to as well, bro.
Really? Oh, I bet it's really late. Really.
Dude, it is like, the music is so good because they do what is it, reggaeton out there?
Yeah.
Which is like it's just bouncy as hell music that like you don't even gotta know the words. Everyone's in it.
Yeah.
Everyone is in it, bro. Everyone's there for the vibe. Everyone's drinking. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's talking. Everyone's trying to flirt with each other. Like everything's out in the open a little bit. It's like you're there to party, like meet chicks, meet guys, drink, have fun, dance with your friends, and like everyone's on that same vibe. And the music just like makes it 10 times better. Like, I don't know, here in America, I've noticed that we sing to a lot of songs. They feel a lot of the songs. You ever like get a song or like a beat and you're just like,
it just got you.
It just got a hold of you. Like, it's like that at all the clubs. And all the clubs are super different and unique and cool, but 10 out of 10 nightlife.
But how do your diverse experiences with like music, acting, I'm sure the plethora, just your creative process of like creating everything, how does that tell like who you are like as a person, like, and like I'm sure it's a way for you to like express yourself at the end of the day and like just kind of show people a little. It's like, I'm sure it's like art. It's like a piece of you, kind of, you know. So yeah, how does it tell your story? Because I listen to your lyrics, they're like really deep. You know what I mean? Like they're like, you could tell like you thought about them. You could tell that it's about yourself, and they're so relatable. Your music's just generally so relatable, and it's catchy too. So
I'm glad you think that.
yeah,
I
yeah. I really like. Sorry, I really like. What's that song called? Amaretto.
Amaretto.
I love that song. My favorite songs are Amaretto, Whatever Okay. Speaking of Gold, that song Gold, Whatever I
Bro,
Touch, who the girl that sings that?
Nuts.
Her voice is unreal.
She's blown up on TikTok.
Really? Her voice is stellar, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Like that's
She's cracked.
I bet.
She's cracked.
Yeah, I bet.
She's in and out in the studio too, bro. You wouldn't even believe it. Like insane. Real life.
Really talented, yeah. Because I'm kind of curious about the self-doubt. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not traditional, right? It's, I'm sure there's a lot of love, there's a lot of hate. You're doing something right, though, but
yeah,
I'm sure, like, what kept you going? I'm sure it was just the love for it. And just, like, what makes you happy, you know what I mean? You're telling your story. And, like, why would you ever hate someone for trying, you know? Trying to follow their dreams, so.
Yeah, man. I've like, fighting that self-doubt and the hate is, it's not easy. Especially when you're first starting, bro. It's, like, it's hard, bro. It took a toll on me. I mean, I can't lie and say that it didn't. You know, it so took a toll on me. And it still does a little bit today. But the love for it and the passion of just like, but every time you get more doubt and every time you get more hate, it makes you dig deeper and be like, damn, maybe I'm not good. Why am I still doing this? And asking yourself that question over and over, why am I still doing this? Why am I still doing this? Why am I still doing this? It just builds up. To the point where, like,
you have a lot of whys.
you have a lot of whys, and you're like, damn, I made it this far already. I've been doing it for this long already.
Right.
And those were a lot of the thoughts, but like, I swear to God, now I'm just like turning a corner, you know. I'm not worried I'm not worried about what the songs produce for other people. I'm making them for me, and whatever happens when I put it out there is a byproduct. I'm not focused on the byproduct. Whether it be money, fame, or success, I'm not focused on the byproduct. Music being an aspect of me. So my goal this time around is slowly but surely make Hooper the brand. You know, I'm just a vessel. Like, make Hooper the brand. And then have music be an aspect of the brand. Modeling be an aspect of the brand. Mindfulness be an aspect of the brand.
Any advice do you have to someone, like, I'm sure you've attracted like certain people that have similar goals and they're much younger, or they're just not younger as an age but just starting off, like trying to make music, and like what advice do you have for them trying to make it through all the noise?
Follow the feeling. Focus all in on the music, you know, and as you focus more on more of what you enjoy to do and what you like to do, and you go hard at it, like, things just kind of start to align a little bit. The universe catches on to what you're doing. Your friends and family catch on to what you're doing. And as long as you're committed and you truly enjoy it. Like the school concert with like 5 bands.
Oh, really?
And I'm emceeing that.
Where?
Student Union.
What?
It's like a winter festival.
That's sick.